What you are about to hear might just keep you up tonight. Welcome to Hauntcore Vault. I am the storyteller, and I'll help you fall asleep. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. Let's dive in the vault. The most interesting case is the one billed as Septic Tank Sam. It took place in Tofield, a small town in Alberta with roughly 1,200 inhabitants and located 70 kilometers east of Edmonton. It began in April 1977 when a local couple named Charlie and Mavis McLeod wanted a pump for their septic tank and decided to take the one in the tank located in their old abandoned farm, located 13 kilometers outside of Tofield. However, when they opened the tank, they saw a sock and a shoe, and when they picked up the shoe, it turned out to be attached to a leg. The police were notified immediately. They drained the tank and removed the decomposed body of a full-grown man, and so began one of the most horrifying murder cases in Canada's history. The man was heavily decomposed and was wrapped in bedsheets. The killer put quicklime on him to quicken the decomposition. He was genitally mutilated, and it took the police a lot of time to know if he was a man or a woman. He also had signs of torture, with burn marks from a butane blowtorch and cigarettes, as shown from the burns on his clothes. He also appeared to have been tied on a bed on the time of his death. He was eventually shot in head and in the chest before being dumped in the septic tank. There could have been more shots, but they only found 2 broken bones. These infos about his fate are a result of multiple investigations done through the years. He was buried in an unmarked grave and was exhumed when forensic scientist Clyde Snow from University of Oklahoma wanted to make a 3D reconstruction of his face in 1979 and again in 2000 when forensic scientist Cyril Chan made another clay face of Sam. His teeth info was sent to over 800 dentists across the country with no avail, only agreeing that his teeth were in bad shape, and the dental work he did was probably done in Canada. Many people claimed to have known Sam and said that he fit the description of a missing relative. These reports came from all over Canada and even from California, but they were all ruled out by teeth records. This scared the small town. People were checking their septic tanks and were afraid that their neighbor is the killer, and grocers were afraid that the killer might be a regular customer. They could get a little info about him through the years of investigation. He initially thought to be white, but agreed later that he was a Native American. This is mainly based on his shovel-faced incisors. His bones and teeth showed that he suffered from an illness in his childhood. He didn't match any of the missing persons' descriptions in Alberta, so he probably wasn't from the province and was probably a migrant worker. His clothes, Levi shirt, blue shirt, jeans pants, Clark's Wallaby imitation, indicate that he was a worker, either in construction or in a farm. The killer was probably a local, since he knew that the farm was abandoned. The motive for murder is probably revenge for a sex crime that Sam committed, as the genital mutilation indicated so. He could have been a child molester, or gay, or slept with the killer's wife. Sam is said to have been between 24 and 32 years of age, and later the age was raised to 32 to 40. It was speculated at first that Sam was in the tank for 3 months, but the date was pushed back to a year. WebSleuths.com tried to solve the case. Their nearest match was a man named Edward Archond, a native who left his home in June 1975 in Coleman in southwest Alberta. He was driving his 1969 Ford Falcon station wagon, which was later found on the side of the road, and he was never seen again. He was ruled out because he was missing 6 teeth, while Sam had all his teeth. 4 decades have passed since Sam was murdered, and his identity, along with his killers, is yet to be known as of 2019. With time passing, his relatives, killer, and any witnesses are dead or dying. Only hope to identify him now is through DNA, although he's likely to remain a John Doe forever. Retired Sergeant Ed Lemmertz, who one of the first people on the scene, says the only hope would be that the killer would confess on his deathbed.